coming from Tipping Point work, and then all the workers have pegs, so that you're not plugging in your BlackBerry. In theory, everybody up at the table there could actually support each other in a way. And I'm just wondering how you get that market to work, so that you're not, so that you know that each other exists.
I'd say the best starting point there is for people to start buying products, alternative energy products. When the compact fluorescents were coming out, they were more expensive. I haven't bought a light bulb in a little while. I don't know if they're still more expensive, but it's the early adopters. It's getting cash moving towards entrepreneurs and enterprises like us, so that we can go back to our investors and be able to show a return on their investment, and then ask them to double down.
Yeah, excuse me, if I could add to that, because I think that is, that is the ideal, and some of that is what I talked about, the idea of trying to get communities or groups of organizations to work in unison. So, for example, if you could get, we'll use universities because that's what we're at, right? If you could get 3 or 4 universities together that said, hey, we as a group want to lower our energy costs, we want to help Ohio entrepreneurs, we want to reduce our carbon footprint, and let's work at that together and go out strategically and do that. There are organizations right here that could do that, and by getting communities and types of organizations to work in unison, it drives down the cost of these products. It makes it more doable. The more you drive them down, the more people can come into the tent. And the word I use is more conscious procurement. Being conscious. Carrie talked about when you put a fluorescent light bulb up, it came from China. When you put up one of her lights, it came from here. Just being a little bit more conscious about the way we procure. And a lot of it is just getting out and talking to people like we're doing today. It's spreading the word. And then the last piece that I think everybody at the table talks about is capital. It's investment capital in the companies to build the products, and it's capital to deploy the products once they're done, because renewable energy is different than the way we traditionally have always thought of energy. It's an operating cost. Everybody looks at it as an operating cost, and you pay a little bit every month, and that just goes on forever, and you don't really do anything about it except whine. I mean, that's pretty much all we do. Everybody pays it and complains. But it's not really managed for the most part. There are some very large organizations that do. But as costs go up and energy becomes more strategic overall, that barrier for people who start to pay attention to the energy costs is coming down. More and more people are doing that at people who use less energy. So, the other piece is getting a mind shift that says, okay, you know what, it's okay to spend capital on energy because it's going to lower my costs over time. But I think it's up to us from a market perspective of making that easy to do, and that's why bringing capital in is important, and that's why a coherent policy on clean energy is critical, so that we know, so that people can make an investment and know that it's a safe investment to make. We've had a history in this country of making a policy and then reversing it 2 years later and then making another. If you look at the wind industry or the solar thermal industry, that their charts look like this. It's up, it's down. I mean, they've gotten killed because there's been no consistent policy, and investors are wary of that. So that's one thing we need to change, and that's more, talking about legislation and lobbying. The other is at a local, at a local level, working together with each other and working with the companies that are in the area. And that was, as Carrie would say, probably a little bit long-winded, but I'm done.
Anybody else? Steve.
Sorry.
We don't manufacture hybrid cars and various other energy efficiency, renewable energy technologies, but we do incentivize our employees to take advantage of those things to enable them to walk that talk on a personal level. So though we've done it as a business, we want to empower our employees to do the same. And so we provide monetary assistance to allow employees to spend a little bit extra to buy that hybrid vehicle, or again, invest in a PV system for their home. And then, as I alluded to earlier, I think there's a huge walk the talk opportunity for all the universities here. Imagine what students, juniors and seniors in high school would think, walking the campus, who are interested in making a career in renewable energy, who are comparing a school that doesn't have any photovoltaics anywhere to be seen anywhere on campus, and then go to another school and they see it everywhere they go. So at the very least, I would like to encourage investments in demonstration systems to just kind of dip your toe in the water and you eventually maybe make a full-scale attack to putting these systems on your roof across your campuses. And again, any available land that you have. I think it would inspire your student body, it would inspire your faculty, and I think it would be a way, again, to raise Ohio up among its peers.
Thank you. I know there was